I'm moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. It is Friday, 23rd August 2024, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kambi, and this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. It is a wonderful thing to have life to be above ground this morning, so let us continue to give God thanks for life. If we can inhale and exhale, that is something to be thankful for. This morning we have a wonderful show lined up for you, and we do hope that you could stay with us as we go through all the conversations this morning. But I want to take some time out to give a special shout out to those of you who are viewing us near and far, whether you are looking at our Facebook live stream, our YouTube channel, or on Amplia 102. We say good morning and welcome, 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 and we're so happy that you've chosen us and made us your choice for morning show here in Trinidad and Tobago. Before we get into all our conversations this morning, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Friday, August 23rd, 2024. Chairman of Superior Hotels TNT Limited, John Aboud, offered to sell 1 or 2 shares in the proposed Rocky Point Hotel project to Tobago residents or communities during a meeting with the Tobago business community. The project includes a 200-room Marriott hotel and other resorts facility. While details on the share course are pending, Aboud's offer was well received by local leaders who praised the potential for Tobagonians to gain ownership and benefit economically from the development. Details on share course are yet to be finalized as project plans are still being refined. Up next, a group of companies owned by Tobago businessman Alan Warner, along with his son and business associates, lost a bid to reclaim heavy equipment and property seized by police during an investigation into illegal quarrying. High Court Judge Frank C. Prasad dismissed their injunction, stating that some seized items were returned but others remain as evidence in ongoing criminal cases. The judge emphasized that no exceptional circumstances justified court interference in the investigation and that compensation could be sought if the charges were dismissed. The group is expected to reappear in court in September, facing fines and possible imprisonment if convicted. And to some news of sports, Akeem Stewart will be the sole athletic representing Trinidad and Tobago at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games taking place from August 28 to September 8. Stewart, a 2-time Paralympics medalist, will compete in the men's discus F64 event. This is his second Paralympics. He previously won gold in javelin and silver in discus at the 2016 Rio Games. Stewart is known for setting world records. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Biana. Indeed, some good news there after all we've been hearing, with Akeem Stewart there going to represent us and, of course, having a track record of doing quite well. So, we want to lend the support to him, It's really good when we can rally together as a nation, as a community, and, even as Tobago people. And once we put somebody on an international stage, all of Tobago is watching and supporting and cheering on. So this Friday morning, that's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on positivity this morning, and I do hope that as we go into the weekend, that we can, recenter ourselves, refocus, and just come together and come up with plans for the new week. What do you intend to do this weekend, Biana?
I haven't made any plans as yet for the weekend, but as you said, put positive thoughts for the new week ahead.
That's right. That's right. We need some of that in our local space. And, just for our personal recentering. Yes, that's right. Because there's so much happening out there on the outside, so much noise. And sometimes you just need to filter out the noise and just to focus on where you are. I think earlier in the year in this program, we were talking about, setting goals and reflecting on them to see where you are and what you have achieved. So I think maybe this weekend might be a good time to sit down, get your journal, your notepad and see where you are are,
Yes.
and try to make some projections for the rest of the year. You know, there's still a couple more months in the year, and there might be things that we want to achieve as well.
Yes.
Biana, thank you so much for joining me this morning, and thank you for bringing us our news in 90 seconds.
You're welcome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. We head on over to our birthday shout-outs. Yes, of course, indeed, a time to give God thanks for life. And of course, we want to celebrate with Marsha Roberts. Marsha Roberts is celebrating a birthday today. And Marsha, we do want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. We pray God's blessings upon your life. And we do hope that you continue to shine like the star that you are. Happy birthday to you from all of us here at Tobago Updates Television. And that's my special friend. Yes, Marsha, happy birthday to you. And we're saying happy birthday to Reginald Guy. Reginald Guy is also celebrating a birthday today. And so we want to say happy birthday to Reginald. Reginald, we pray God's blessings upon your life as well as you enter this new chapter of your life. We pray that you enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday to you. And bringing out the birthday shout outs is Aaliyah Holder. Yes, Aaliyah Holder, one of our young people here on the island of Tobago, you know, doing great things and making her a name for herself. We want to say a very, very happy birthday to Aaliyah this morning. We pray God's blessings upon Aaliyah's life, and we do pray that, you know, as she continues to walk in purpose, that she will find, you know, that sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. So happy birthday to you, Aaliyah. We pray God's blessings upon your life as well. Happy birthday to you, my dear. And of course, for every other person who is celebrating a birthday, even though we don't have your photos, we celebrate with you. We say happy birthday to you, even as you celebrate today and you enter on into the weekend. We pray God's blessings upon your life as well. And we want to remind you to give God thanks for life. For no man can give life unto himself except God gives it to him. So remember to be thankful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you might be wondering, who are we having conversations with this morning? And I can tell you, we have a wonderful show lined up for you. We speak with Jam Mason. Yes, you might know that name. He's an entertainer out of Jamaica, a reggae artist and entertainer. We're speaking with him this morning. We also speak with Mr. Royal, who is also a reggae artist and entertainer, Javello, who is also a reggae artist, and Daniel Bless. We're going to have conversations with those four. The names might sound familiar to you, and they are the artists on the track The Call. Yes, we're going to have some conversations with them as we deal with the situations that we are faced with locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm sure across the Caribbean region and other parts of the world. And so we're going to speak with these artists this morning about that track and what it really means and what we're hoping to achieve here in Trinidad and Tobago. And then, of course, we speak with Mr. Akeem Stewart. You might have heard that name in the news earlier this morning. He is in studio, and we are going to be speaking to him, two-time Paralympic medalist, and we're speaking about Road to Paralympic Games in Paris. Yes, we're going to have that conversation this morning. And then we wrap things up by speaking with Mr. Nigel Austin, Vice President in Excel International, and Marvin Hippolyte, co-founder of Excel International, and John Hippolyte as well, the captain. And we're speaking about Excel International 6v6 football tournament. Yes, we're going to have all of those conversations here in studio this morning. So we do hope that you could stay with us as we go through the phases this morning. But let me take a short while to say a shout out to those of you, our regular viewers this morning. Miss Pearl Murray Beard, good morning to you. Brenda Campbell, good morning to you. Dora Lyons, good morning to my parents, Sharon and Jerry Cumby. Good morning to all of you, wherever you are viewing us far and wide. We say good morning, good morning, good morning. And we do hope that you stay with us. But we have to go for a short break. And as we go for that break, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Attention all talented individuals and groups in Tobago. This is your moment to shine. Showcase your skills in music, dance or drama at Tobago Star Quest. Prelim auditions are held every Sunday across various communities throughout Tobago. Seize the chance to win exciting prizes and demonstrate your talent. For more details, visit our Instagram page at tobago.star.quest or email tobagostarquest@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
I'm so relieved Javel gave me this money. Now I could enjoy the holidays with my family and not have to worry about monies for bags, books and shoes.
Javel? Who is Javel? She could give me some money too?
Javel is the July-August vacation education loan at Bethel Credit Union. Up to $20,000 to help with all additional expenses during this July-August.
Yes, you heard right. Call the Bethel Credit Union and ask for Javel. She'll hook you up with the money to take care of all your additional expenses this holiday season. Open to new members too. Get up to $20,000 and have a worry-free holiday with Javel. Call 639-8226 or 631-1336 or message us on Facebook for more information.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Coming like, have to do something about this thing, you know. Somebody have to bring back the balance, you know, eh? Yo, Sash.
Okay, what go on, buddy?
You ain't see the way the streets in Tobago I get bloody.
Shots not ringing out here, dog. My daughter trying to study, and on news before news, it's 2 more dead bodies.
Things are heading downhill, I like it, don't intend to stop.
Telling
Now
me.
my son no sure to come back if I send him to the shop.
There was another pandemic, how the bodies them a drop, 'cause every other get a youth trap.
For real. Sometimes I feel like the new music bring badness back in style. Place full of fully dance, man, woman and
I
child.
wonder if it's 'cause the people them not hear us for a while. The whole country I get filed, but we fed up of the boom, fed up of the bang, fed up of the warrants, fed up of the gangs, fed up of the violence. Time it fi stop. Time fi bring the country back.
Fed up of the boom, fed up of the bang, fed up of the warring, fed up of the gangs, fed up of the violence. Time it fi stop. Time fi bring the country back. Hey, you see the news last night, Sash?
Kingman a ball.
Hold on, I feel like I didn't see it to the call.
Voila!
See, one go on, brothers. Well, I see 2 great ones calling me. To what do I owe the honors?
Ziggy boy, we trying to reach them youths them on the corners.
Them who giving up the ghost, calling themselves all kind of numbers.
No fuse them in the streets, belly balling out for younger. Till somebody asks them, what team you rocking under?
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us even till now. And as we mentioned earlier, we're going to have conversations with 4 gentlemen. Jam Mason out of Jamaica reggae artist, Mr. Royal, Javello, and Daniel Bless. They are on this record, The Call, talking about We Fed Up, of course, talking about violence here in Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome.
Blessed love, man. Good morning.
Blessed love, give thanks for having me to all those near and far. Blessed love to our sweet sister Trinidad,
Of
Tobago.
course, a pleasure to have you guys on the program this morning. And, we're dealing with a situation that is currently kind of happening here in Trinidad and Tobago, and this song speaks to it, right? This song speaks to being fed up. It's a call for us to come together as communities. What was what was the springboard that caused you to come together, want to write and to record this song in this collaborative way?
First I would just like to start by saying I believe there was an error on your ends in the production because the call wasn't done by us. We are responsible for the real Unity medley, so I believe there was an error in production on your ends. So the song that is being featured is not our production. We are really here to represent the real Unity medley. So I believe you have an error there, but you're right. We have a situation not in Trinidad alone, but throughout the Caribbean and by extension the world. So we as messengers, it is our duty to really highlight these things and bring that forward to the nation and sing positive messages and try to bring that balance and change. As I said, the call is not our production, and we are responsible for the real Unity medley. So the real Unity medley was the whole initiative was started by Master Mike, Tough Nut Studio, and Nikki Promotion together with Jam Mason Music. So I believe we have a big mistake there. I'm just trying to clarify it for the viewers and for everyone on board. Are you
That's fine, but we're talking now about the fact that the collaboration was done in terms of the call. We're talking about the situation of violence in well, right now in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean region, because we are seeing where crime seems to be on the rise, and it's a situation that everybody has to have a handle on. And so we're coming together now in unison, trying to get a message out there that says, listen, let us address the situation of crime. What is your position? Where do we stand where that is, where you are locally? What are your thoughts and your feelings and sentiments as the situation of crime is escalating across the Caribbean region?
I mean, it is disturbing. It is not a nice feeling. I mean, the murder rate is going up daily. Within my song is entitled My Thinkers, and in that song I am stating where we need to cultivate growth in diverse, sectors. It's many factors that contribute to crime, and we need to attack and address these factors. We know that poverty is one factor, is the parent of, revolution and crime. We have no gun factory in Trinidad. We have no gun factory in Tobago. So how is all these guns and all these things entering our country? So we need to beef up on our security, and government need to, deal with provide more opportunities for the youths, and the list goes on. So it's not a good situation, but as I say, we as messengers, that's what we're here for, and that's what this project is about, the real Unity medley, to really bring about awareness and balance for the youths, because the music has changed a lot as well, and so those are my thoughts.
Right, and I know you mentioned that there should be some sort of initiative by the government to provide opportunities for young people. But remember, the first home for a young person is in their physical home with their family. And so what does a family look like? And what is the responsibility of the family in terms of ensuring they bring up people who are upstanding in community, who do not have an eye for crime, and who are, well-rounded and balanced before they go out into the communities, before they go out into the schools? What is your position where that is concerned?
Well, as I said before, we have many factors that contribute, and as you said, that's right. That is another issue. We are seeing now where children are having children, and we all know this saying that charity begins at home and ends abroad. So, I mean, how can we blame the youths if they don't have proper parenting? So we as parents really need to really, highlight more standards and principles and values. So yeah,
All
give
right.
thanks.
Absolutely. I believe we have the we want to play this song, the correct song this morning. I think we have the right track queued up to play. So we're going to just play a little bit of it so that we can make some comments where that is concerned.
Unity is a powerful force that brings people together. Join us in spreading the message of one love to the world.
Peace in thy walls,
Master Mike Production,
and prosperity in thy palaces.
Achacha Mason and the family.
Let's listen to each other.
Now I'm on the road to healing, and it's a joyful feeling. No giving up, cause Jah is with us. So many lives been taken. Let's just be strong and awaken. No giving up. Go on, live it up. Shall I no come tell them? Well, you can't come stress about the things we can't change. Try my best to do good always, but me don't perfect, me have me bad ways. Jah love keep I and I safe. Memories are there to remain, some of joy and many of pain. Still one thing remains the same, we know we will rise again.
Now where are my thinkers? We need answers. We need to set it right for the youngsters. Cultivate growth in diverse sectors. Focus on issues and matters. So where are my thinkers? We need answers. We need to set it right for the youngsters. Cultivate growth in diverse sectors.
Of course, absolutely. And you know, guys, I'm thinking, listening to the lyrics of this song, we wonder, do we set, Jamison, I see you are on now, do we set our artists, do you think that we set the right standards and role models for our young people who are coming up in communities? Because if we listen to some of the music that has been played on the airwaves, sometimes it kind of encourages the bad behavior, but we're talking now about, being in a place where we can be role models. What do you see yourself as, and what is the call that you would like to make to other artists who are very influential? It's not really their responsibility, but they do have a social responsibility to ensure that the content they put out there, is a positive one, and I can draw the young people into a positive space. So what are your thoughts where that is concerned?
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day,
positive to their music. Yeah, man. We have more positive music to the forefront. We need to have more positive music playing to give a positive impact. We have to be, part of the solution and not part of the pollution, So, we try to keep it more positive, put our music to the forefront, Yeah. We have to get solution, Yeah, we need that. Yeah, man. Yes,
That's right. So, Jamison, what do you think in terms of an artist, right? Because as I mentioned before, some of them sing songs, produce songs that lure the young people away from positivity. And as an artist, what is your stand? Where do you stand? And the type of music that you create, and the content of the lyrical content of it, and also like community outreach programs in terms of reaching out to young people. What is your position where that is concerned?
well, at the end of the day, to me personally, I think it's a choice, because as an artist or as a role model, whatever message you're sending, someone will receive it. So we have to be careful what kind of message we send. And another brethren from our work unit, as we would say, what I'm saying, is our work partner, or he mentioned that people blame the artists for the energy that they put out there. But then again, it takes a village to raise a child, them way there. So I mean, we are all in this thing together. We don't want to pinpoint, point fingers at people who don't even know how to correct themselves. So it reached a point where we all have to know right from wrong.
That is correct. Having a personal responsibility for ensuring that you
That is
make
it,
the
sister.
right make the right choices, and it begins at the home, as I mentioned earlier. It begins at the home, and you rightfully said that it takes.
That's why we say it take a village to raise a child.
That's right.
I'm not the only one who raised my child. When my child goes to the school, they're interacting with teachers, students, and other people who are around them who are their guardian.
That's right, because
So
I remember as a young girl
yes,
growing
go ahead.
up, when you're walking on the streets, you have to acknowledge people when you're walking by. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Good morning, auntie. And if you did not say good morning by the time you get home, your parents would be aware of this. And you will get a good talking to, and you might even get some slaps on your little bottom, because that is the way we came up. And so we're seeing now a shift. We're seeing a shift away from that now. And what do you think is causing that shift away from parents and the village taking the responsibility to raise the child? There are some villages that are doing their very best, but there are some villages that are not doing what we know the village to do. What do you think is responsible for that?
Well, as I said before, is what we digest. You know what I'm saying? And we as artists, players of instrument, the people feed on us from the words that we project. So we have to make sure the words we project good energy and not bad energy as a result.
That's right. That's right. And gentlemen, I don't know if the community in the village is as strong as it used to be, because now you see people having their own. It's okay to have your own personal goals, your own personal dreams, and want to achieve them. But is it that we have become so focused on our own personal development, our personal achievements, that we have forgotten the village?
Not really, I just see like things and time has changed. Like there are more gadgets for the youth to see things that it's not under parental control, and there's a lot of things that we are missing. You know what I'm saying? Like as I said, things and time has changed, but principle hasn't changed. It remained the same way. We need to be corrected if we are wrong or doing something out of the, you know what I'm saying? So we have to just know, stay focused, do the right thing, raise the community and the family the good way for good results.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's like food. You're cooking and you don't use a lot of spice. The food, it may comes out, you know what I'm saying? You will enjoy, but you want to enjoy with, you know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing with word sound. We have to be real to ourselves, make sure we do the right thing, we say the right things, I was raised that way. It's not saying we are not perfect, but we need to step up the game. If we see something misunderstood, everything we can correct, and we move on again.
And
So
this question. Sorry.
Go ahead.
This question is for all of you guys. In terms of, I know that you're all entertainers, but in terms of your own community where you reside, where you are domiciled, what kind of community activities have you been seeing, or you want to be a part of, or you want to implement to ensure that you take young people off the streets and give them an alternative, show them the alternative lifestyle that they can live to reduce the level of crime where you reside?
Well, first of all, as a singer or as a chanter or as a poet or, as we said before, mentor for people, it's not where you should reside. If you're going to mentor, first of all, we are the first mentor, and we are the first that the community and your environment see or hear. So it's like we are the first teacher, because word sound is the highest. Music, it's like the quickest thing to teach somebody or to deliver a message. So wherever when we connect, we have to just deliver the right things and say the right things and do the right things because the next generation they follow. You understand me? So
That's
if we not if we set a bad example, they will follow the bad example. Because there's a lot of bad example setting nowadays. It's like we don't acknowledge it or we don't pay attention. But it is. But then where do we go from here? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm also affiliated with community gathering, building community, all these things for the youths. And, involving youth communities like sports, etc., school programs. And as you all know, my farming, I work with the youths a lot because a lot of youths, they say, oh, Jamie, so I don't have no money for go to school or my mother don't have no money. And I say, all right, come give me a 1 week or come give me a couple of days and me see if me can fix that issue. And then, we move on from there. But as I say, there's a lot to fix, but we have to have more time and more, word sound for the youth. So results, we get good results, which is positive result instead of negative results.
That's right. Of course, inclusion of the young people in, just regular day-to-day activities, as you said, on your farm. And, you other guys, are there ways that you also are including them and involving them in, the activities that you do in your communities, in your streets? Sometimes you just need to take it street by street, village by village, to reach the young people. Have you been seeing the outreach, not just of yourself, but of course of the older persons in the community as well? Are they making efforts to reach out to the young people to ensure that they give them the right and positive messages?
Yeah, man, we do what we can do. Yes, definitely. Yes, Baba, go ahead.
Yes, well, as Mason said before, we as artists, it's our role and responsibility, cause as well as the singers and players of instruments, my springs are in these. So music is a powerful thing and is a godly thing. And not for the youths, them look up to us. So it's our responsibility to bring that awareness, bring that truth. What other message would we bring? Righteousness, exalt a nation. So, yes, in my community. Yeah.
Yeah, because
so
at the end of the day, we've been through a lot too, because these are those who've been through great tribulation, but we still correct. You know what I mean? As what Baba said, we still correct the way of life, like to go smooth instead of go the negative or branch off or, you know what I'm saying, go the other way. But as Baba said, the youth, them look up to us, and we are, you know what I'm saying, the teachers and the guidance and to lead them in the way of righteousness and the pathway of right, yeah.
And if you were to send a message this morning, to all the villages that raise the children, the village that raised you and the village that will raise those that are coming up, if you were to send a strong message to them this morning, what would your words of encouragement be to the villages that are responsible for bringing up our children?
The same thing. Well, these are those who've been through great tribulation.
Yeah, man. Let's encourage higher standards of living, and we need to nourish the roots so the fruits them could have bud. That's my saying. Nourish the roots them so the plants them could have blossom. Encourage the youth them to plant food, respect one another. Because in my community where I'm from, St. Joseph, I'm from East Trinidad, which I believe is the first capital of Trinidad and Tobago. So not Trinidad and Tobago, sorry, but Trinidad. So in my community, there's a community council. I'm not part of it, but I'm close to members, and they have programs where they teach the youths how to cook, teach the youths how to bake. There's a fitness class. They have a computer literate program. So yeah, these are the things we love that, and we applaud that, and it's all about peace and love, unity, substance, education, informing the youth, educating the youth, them. And as I say, as a musician, as a reggae artist, we are really trying to show the youths them and the whole masses them to live a Christ life. So that's the mission and that's the purpose. Because if you listen, from since I was a youth, I listen in Jamaican. So I'm proud to be a part now on a project now with Jamaican. It's a blessing. I always look up to Jamaican as a youth, and now here I am, a grown man now on a project with Jamaican. So it's a blessing. So the music is really to inspire the youths them to really live a Christ life.
Yes, kid.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Really, really powerful words there, of course. And Javello, is there anything else that you would like to share before we close?
Yeah. Well, you see the song, Real Unity Medley, it says it all. And like the lyrics and all this song will give you the fullness. Everybody who give a contribution, Jamison, Norrisman, Mr. Royal, Daniel Bless.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and the whole team Jalano give the whole essence and that will really make things push forward too, because the message is so strong and it's so real, And we need more projects like this and putting the music more to the forefront. It's love and unity. Yeah. That says it all.
Yes, sir.
Since man. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Studio,
Guys,
all
it was
the
really, really
artists.
amazing talking to you this morning, and I'm happy that we had this conversation and that we were able to touch on some of the points that are very important. One, the village, very, very important. We need that village to continue to raise our children and to raise our communities. Yes. Two, we have to take a personal responsibility for our choices, and I'm happy that came out in the conversation as well. And also, we have to continue to provide alternatives and opportunities for people. If we see somebody in our community who is just doesn't even understand what their purpose is or what they're doing, just, draft them in and get them involved in something as simple as a home garden. As simple as going to somebody's yard and let me collect the garbage for you. Forming relationships is very, very important. And I feel as if all of this came out in this conversation this morning. So I'm really, really happy that we were able to talk about this, especially holding the position of influence that you guys have as artists. And we know people look up to you. So I'm happy they were able to hear all of this coming from you guys this morning. So I want to say thank you so much for coming on our show this morning and for inspiring and motivating our listeners and those who are out there living a life of crime, that there is a chance to turn around. There's a chance to turn your life around and to live a Christ-centered life, as you mentioned, Daniel Boss, and I'm blessed. I'm happy to hear that this morning. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and stay blessed, stay strong, and continue to sing the positive songs that you sing and to reach the lives of those who need to be touched this morning. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying with us even up until this point where we were speaking with some of our reggae artists in Jamaica and here in Trinidad and Tobago as they brought information as to how they live their lives in terms of being entertainers and what it takes, calling for, of course, the crime to go down in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean region. We need to live peaceable. Why can't I say the word this morning? Life, wherever we are. We want to live in peace. We want to live in harmony with each other. And we just want to create opportunities for each other and show love, most importantly. And remember, the responsibility really is yours. So take responsibility for your actions and think before you make certain decisions. We have to go for a short break before we continue conversations this morning. And as we go for a break, we invite you to help us. Share the live. Share the live. Share the live. We'll be right back.
Let's listen to each other.
Now I'm on the road to healing, and it's a joyful feeling. No giving up, 'cause Jah is with us. So many lives been taken. Let's just be strong and awaken. No giving up. Go on, live it up. Jah no come tell them. Well, you can't come stress about the things we can't change. Try my best to do good always, but me don't perfect, me have me bad ways. Jah love keep I and I safe. Memories are there to remain, some of joy and many of pain. Still one thing remains the same, we know we will rise again. Now we're
am I thinkers? We need answers. We need to set it right for the youngsters. Cultivate growth in diverse sectors. Focus on issues and matters. So where am I thinkers? We need answers. We need to set it right for the youngsters. Cultivate growth in diverse sectors. Focus on issues and matters.
Switch up the gear, launch like nuclear. Turn on the flame like a petrochin flare. Can't stop the fire they're round here. Burn out the eagle and the dragon and the bear. Man a conquering lion, so you know me no fear, yo. Rastafari and me shield and spear. Now stop chant till wickedness disappear. More love and unity me I declare.
One love, one love.
So many in the world.
Developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Attention members, now is your chance to double or even triple your dividend payment with no increase in your existing loan payment. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to boost your dividends effectively. Whether you're planning a vacation or simply looking to maximize your savings, we've got you covered. Call us today at 639-8226 or 631-1336. Message us on Facebook for more information. Hurry, this offer won't last long. Bethel Credit Union, because we see you at BCU.
Go in. You have to stop it. You have to stop it. Welcome to my kitchen, guys. You have to stop it every night. That's it. That's the intro. Do it one more time, right?
I can't live without you, I can't be without you for too long. Cause when I'm around you, I feel like the heavens has come down. I feel it in my soul every time we on the road is a miracle. A million strong come together.
I'ma play some tune like this. Don't worry, my wife will fuck it up. Make me happy whenever you come. So me be very hard, fiesta, fun.
This one is for the people and them who don't care what nobody else have to say about them.
Them none of cash, broke what you have, what you know about.
It's too early for that.
You want the good old.
They do but then enough 99. Girl, go to club, girl, right. Nice.
Who's the one friend can drink all the alcohol no matter what?
Put a bottle and spoon and a cup in my hand and I'm winding up on me man.
Dream.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adana Kumbi. Thank you so much for staying with us. We continue conversations this morning in studio as we speak with Mr. Akeem Stewart. You might know that name. Yes, he is a two-time Paralympic medalist. And we're talking about the road to Paralympic Games in Paris 2024. We also have in studio with us Mr. Wade Franklin. You might also know that name. He is a coach for the Zenith Athletic Club. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome.
Morning.
Right. And so we're talking about the Paralympic Games in Paris, the road to the Games, which means the preparations, getting yourself ready, getting yourself fit, and getting all the support that is necessary to get there. What does it take to get you prepared for such a big championship? What does it take to get you ready? Your frame of mind, physically, and all the other support that you need.
It takes a lot of mental preparation, physical preparation, and so far everything been going good. It was kind of rough at the beginning, but I'm just trying to take the best out of it right now and stay positive.
That's right. Of course, as you mentioned, your mental. So staying positive is very, very important to ensure that, you can put your best foot forward out there. How do you feel in yourself? Do you feel confident and do you feel comfortable with where you are in terms of all that you did to prepare to get you ready for the world stage?
Yeah, definitely. I've been training hard, leading up to this game. Had a little hiccup early in the season with my dad. He's not too well, not 100%, but still trying to take positive and dedicate the season for him.
That's right, that's right. And sometimes when you have something that you're working towards in terms of honoring somebody with your talents, it brings out the best in you. So I'm looking, I'm supporting you where that is concerned because I know it can be difficult, especially mentally. And so we will be rooting for you. We'll be supporting you and giving you that measure of emotional support to make sure that you can go through the phases. And I know that you have competed in competitions before. Before you take the stage to do what you have to do, what is your process in terms of getting ready to say, okay, this is my moment. I have 10 seconds before I get there to do what I have to do. What is your thought process? How do you prepare your mind, your body, and okay, Akeem, we're going to do this now?
Well, I'm not the type of person to pressure myself going into a competition, so I tend to start my distraction by playing games, talking to my friends, and making joke with my coach, trying to be comfortable and relaxed as possible going into the meet.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what has been your experience in terms of participating in championships over the years? Because this is not your first rodeo. You've been around. So what is your experience in terms of when you started and where you are now? What has your progression been like?
It's been good. I started off finishing third, fourth, until I was number 1 in the world. I'm a world record holder. I'm in the Guinness Book of Records. And there's a lot more, but I have made a lot of progress mentally, and that is something that I'm really thankful for. Before going to competition, I have to study what people say back home or anywhere else, but now I'm a free-spirited person going into the event.
And it's the way you said that with such humility, you just rolled off your tongue. Well, I'm a world record champion. I'm in the Guinness, like nothing, and I like that. And the fact that you mentioned that you try not to listen to the negative comments because we're coming out of a season of the traditional Olympics where we heard a lot of things happening because of for whatever reason. And sometimes those things can play on your mind. So I'm happy that you're able to filter out the noise, filter out the distraction, and focus on what you have to do in terms of competing. Mr. Franklin, tell me, what is your role in all of this, and how do we get our son of the soil on an international stage to ensure he represents us in the best way possible?
Well, the thing about me being a coach, my job is really number one, to set a periodization chart. So I know exactly what I'm starting with and where the end product will be. So when we have that earlier part of the season is we do all that strength work and technical work and so on. Because when coming down to the competition time like now, you don't want to be doing that kind of thing. You want to be concentrating more on getting competition ready. So my job is really to make sure that everything happens at the right timing. Because you don't want the athlete to peak at the wrong time, because that has happened with some coaches. They train the athlete and they don't know the different training cycles. So you have to understand the training cycles, and that's one of the things that I have really good. I understand the training cycles, so I know when to get you ready, when to have your peak and so on.
So this is all about strategy, strategizing and implementing the strategy.
Correct. Yeah.
And I guess this comes with practice.
Yeah.
It takes time to develop your skills to get to that place. And so you are the guy responsible for ensuring that they don't peak at the wrong time, that they peak at the time they're supposed to peak, to ensure they deliver
Yeah, because the worst thing is the athlete peaking before the major competition. No, sometimes you have lead-up competitions before where you're going to be, I wouldn't like to use the word experiment, but we're going to be getting yourself ready for the major competition, because the major competition is the most important one. So those lead-up ones is just for qualification. So you find that once you make the qualifying standard, your focus now is to prepare them for the major competition. You know?
Right, so they use that as a springboard to get themselves
correct.
ready. I suppose after the performances from the pre-events, they kind of do an assessment.
Right, they
to
do an
see what-
assessment. And as I said, the assessment, we also do that. So we have like something like we will call a mock competition. So you have like that in training. So you put them into a competition mode, so that when they go to the major competition, like some people is a butterflies and they know the different things. So you're preparing them for that. Right? So that's basically what my job is, and to make sure that the mind is set and ready for the main competition.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when do these championships begin, the Paralympic games?
I know it's supposed to begin on the 28th of August.
Okay.
It's supposed to end around the 10th.
All right, of course, we'll be looking out.
10th of September.
Akeem, what is the thing that you're looking forward to the most for these games?
Going out there, represent my country to the best of my ability, and come back with some sort of a hardware around my neck. I'm not predicting any colors, but I'm going to do my best.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is the most you can do.
Yeah.
And the mindset of trying to do your best is what we're looking for. And it seems as if you have that, you kind of understand. There you are. And this is you putting this is what I like to see in sport. I like to see this. This tells me that, yes, I gave it my all. And this is what we want to see. This is what we want. This is what we love to see, and this is what we support. And even if you don't come with hardware, once you give them this that is on the screen now, that is what we're looking forward to. And we do hope, of course, that you are able to of course come back with the hardware as you mentioned, because we will celebrate with you either way.
Yeah.
But we appreciate the efforts that you put out, and the pride, it's about pride, right? Giving your best and having the right to say, listen, I laid it all on the track, and so we wish you the very, very best as you go out. Is there anything you want to share with us before we close?
I just want to say thanks to everyone who been supporting me during this season. It was rough, and I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. Coach?
Well, I just want to let people know that this competition is a very high-level competition. Some people really don't understand the level of this competition, because I could give you an example in Brazil. That was in, what year that was? When they had the Paralympics in Brazil, there was a situation where the guys who run the 1005, 4 of them would have beat the Olympic champion the time that they run. And the Olympics has been just 2 weeks before the Paralympics.
Yeah.
And they would have beat the Olympic champion.
Wow.
So people look at the competition as a low-level competition, but it is not. It is a very high, especially the category that you're in, competitive. It's very, very competitive.
Wow.
So I want people to look at it as a...
And give it the same measure of honor
yeah,
that they give the Olympics.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we will be here rooting on Akeem Stewart as he goes out there to represent Trinidad and Tobago, and more so Tobago, because he's a Tobago boy. And so we will support you there, and we wish you all the very, very best as you participate in the championships.
Thank you very much.
And ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Mr. Akeem Stewart, 2-time Paralympic medalist, and also Mr. Wade Franklin, athletic coach there from Zenith Athletic Club, coming out of Tobago as they prepare for Paralympic Games in Paris 2024. We're so happy that you were able to stay with us even up until now. We have to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio. And as we go for that break, we encourage you to help us. Share the live. Share the live. Share the live. We'll be right back.
I said I can't wait for Tobago in October. Embark on an adventure to the greatest little island on the planet. Tobago invites you to ritual, revelry, and release.
Whining in the Bago sun, having Bago fun in Bago drinking rum. We go jump up and carry on.
From October 25th to the 27th, 2024, experience the energetic vibe, the vibrant colors, and the unforgettable spirit of the Tobago Carnival.
Down here in Tobago. In Tobago.
Whether you're tripping down the road or marveling at the beauty and creativity of our artisans, Tobago Carnival is an adventure.
I said I wait and I wait and I wait and I wait for Carnival to come. So I call all my friends, making my plans for the Tobago Carnival fun.
Join us for ritual, revelry, and release. Tobago Carnival 2024, where every moment is memorable.
I said I can't wait for Tobago in October.
Are you ready to optimize your wedding business for engagement season and book more clients? Refine is the place to be. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Saturday, 14th September 2024 from 9 a.m. Pigeon Point Heritage Park, Tobago. This premier event is designed specifically for Caribbean wedding industry professionals. Gain expert insights, practical knowledge, and valuable connections that can help you thrive in the destination wedding market. Register now at refinesummit.com. It is time to refine. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Get insider info, advice, and insights from local, regional, and international players in the destination wedding market. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Saturday, 14th September 2024, Pigeon Point Heritage Park, Tobago. It's time to refine.
Get ready to celebrate with us in style on the 31st of August at the Magdalena Grande Beach and Golf Resort for our premium all-inclusive Independence Party from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. A premium drinks inclusive event with top DJs, fireworks, and a slumber party for the kids for only 100 TT. Tickets for this premium all-inclusive event is only 400 TT at Island E-Tickets and the resort. For more information, call 660-8500. Mark your calendars now for this premium all-inclusive Independence Party.
Now is the time for it to jam on somebody. Hand up in the air, madness everywhere. It's in with DNA.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. We're just about 7:55 a.m. So if you're getting to work for 8 a.m., if you're not climbing those stairs to your office, you might be a little bit late. But if you're still on the nation's roads, remember to get there safely We need you to get there safely. Remember also the pedestrians and all our roadway users, use them in the best possible way. All right, we continue conversations this morning in studio, and this morning we're speaking with Mr. Nigel Austin. He's the Vice President of Excel Invitational, and Marvin Hippolyte, the co-founder of Excel Invitational. Sorry. Good morning, guys, and welcome.
Good morning.
Right,
Welcome.
so it's a pleasure to have you here this morning. And so we're talking about this event. What exactly is Excel Invitational?
Yeah, well, Excel Invitational is more like the background of what the football that we are accustomed doing, right? This is something that we're doing for a couple of years now. So this year was just the anniversary. So trying to make it a little more, exciting. So hence the reason why we came up with the Excel Invitational, right? It used to be the Excel football tournament. This year, we're making it a little more exciting. So we include, a lot of other bodies, I should say.
Okay, so that's what the invitational part of
Yes.
it is. So you have
Yes.
other people coming on board with you as well.
Yes.
Okay, so what can we expect coming out of the event?
Out of the event, we have the new inclusion at the preseason classic, where we have had the opportunity to connect with the local high schools and the principals in Tobago. And this is the new introduction to the Excel Invitational. And so far we have a really great response, and just looking forward to this new inclusion on this being the 10th anniversary of Excel
Absolutely,
Invitational.
10 years. Wow. And how many, is it like different football teams will be coming together to play games? What is it like?
Yes, it's a mixture of girls football and boys football. So it's a really special event. We have different teams, different high schools participating, different club teams in Tobago participating. And so we're just excited now, as Nigel mentioned, the introduction of the preseason classic with the club teams. It's really a unique experience.
Absolutely amazing. And how many teams do you have registered so far or anticipate to be participating?
Well, we are anticipating around, our capacity is around 40 teams. Around 40 teams.
And what has the response been like?
We have gotten good responses, but we have also had some adjustments. We also had some adjustments. We were informed as well that this weekend also coincides with the Caribbean Football Union Under 14 football tournament as well. So there's a lot of football energy in the air.
Right, that's right, this weekend. So your event is taking place this weekend. Tell us a little bit about when it's happening, where it's happening.
Okay. The event is happening at the Sid Gray Sporting Complex in Roxborough, Tobago, and that will be on Saturday. On Saturday at 10:30 a.m. We'll kick that off with a girls' game, and on Sunday, the Excel Invitational Preseason Classic. In terms of the club teams at the same location at Sid Gray Sporting Complex as well.
All right. And is there an entrance fee? Do you have to pay for persons who want to support? Is there an entrance fee to come in, or do you just come in and just cheer for your team? How does it work?
It works both ways. In terms of the adjustment, there is an entrance fee, but also we also entertain flexibility as well. You have teams that would be pre-registered. You have teams at the last minute they want to come in. So we try to see how we could accommodate everyone, but you could also come on the day as well and sign up. At this point in time, I mean, today's Friday. Friday, the tournament is almost 48 hours away. So we would encourage any late runners to do so immediately, if not, by tomorrow.
And how do they make contact with anybody on the committee or the team to register their football association, their football team?
Well, they could contact this is Brent Murphy, right? He is also a part of the Excel team, or they could contact me, right? So there is some form of contact. We also have our website also too, www.4950.com. right? So they could go up online also, and too, if they want to register online.
Is the 14 and 50 numerical, or is it spelled out with words? Or is
it's numerical.
Oh, numerical, okay.
Yes.
So www.4950.
Excel4950.com.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So they could also sign up online also if they want, if they choose. But as I say, it's gonna be fun, right? Also, this is our second year in Tobago also too. So the first year was very nice, and I'm glad to see that the Tobagans came out and gave us that support. We really appreciate that. And we decided to come back again, to give back that same energy that we had from the first time.
Right. Absolutely amazing. Tobago has good energy. Yeah. And so for the two events that are taking place both Saturday and Sunday, as I mentioned, is there an entrance fee? Like if I want to come and support a team, I want to come and sit down in the stands and say, go, my team, go. Yes. Do I have to pay to enter, and how much do I have to pay?
Okay, on Saturday, the preseason, $20 at the door. And that's it. And there are, 3 games. So you $20 and you're there from 10:30, to all the 3:30, and also kids under 12 are free. So, yes, there's an entrance fee. And that's it. That's it. On Sunday, it's basically free. Sunday, there's no entrance fee on Sunday. Yes.
Okay, absolutely amazing stuff. In closing, is there anything additional you'd like to share with our viewers to encourage them to come out?
Yes. Also, I want to highlight the sponsors. All right, the sponsors as well have been a pivotal part in what it is we do. The Mount Pleasant Credit Union, Wally's Fish Market, Carnby Auto and General Services. I had to look at my list. Murphy's Janitorial Services and Marigold Chicken and Fries. These are the local entities and the local businesses that have been pivotal in our success and have really contributed greatly towards our success, and also getting the word out here in Tobago. And again, Tobagonians have been showing us a lot of love, a lot of support, and great energy. And as they say, it's so nice, you got to do it twice.
Absolutely amazing stuff. Thank you guys for coming on this morning and sharing that information with our viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, we speak with Mr. Nigel Austin and Mr. Marvin Hippolyte as they speak about the Excel Invitational that takes place this weekend there at the Sid Gray Complex. Come out and support your teams this weekend. If you're looking for something to do, that is something very good that you can get yourself involved in. Have a good time, invite a few friends and just hang out and support local talent here in Trinidad and Tobago. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for staying with us even to the end. This is where we end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. But we don't end our programming here. We head on over to GMT. And as we head on over, we invite you to help us. Share the live.
Get ready to celebrate with us in style on the 31st of August at the Magdalena Grande Beach and Golf Resort for our premium all-inclusive Independence Party from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. A premium drinks inclusive event with top DJs, fireworks, and a slumber party for the kids for only 100 TT. Tickets for this premium all-inclusive event is only 400 TT at Island E-Tickets and the resort. For more information, call 660-8500. Mark your calendars now for this premium all-inclusive Independence Party.
Now is the time for it to jam on somebody. Hand up in the air, madness everywhere. It's in with DNA.
The title Creative Calabash is TPAC's Children and Youth Programming Arm, where we use arts and performance to create opportunities for outreach, for competency and capacity building, as well as space just to teach children about all things, not just performing arts, but things cultural, things heritage, things legacy. So this year is our second iteration of Creative Calabash, and it is a 2-week vacation camp. And the theme for this year is Arts Plode, which is Arts and Explosion, because we're specifically exploring arts of the imagination and play, traditional play and contemporary play, as entries into teaching the discipline.
It's been going very good, and we are having a showcase at the end of camp, and we are now rehearsing, and it has been very good.
What would you say has been your favorite part so far?
Everything.
Dance, film?
We don't do film, and I'm very sad about that because I wanted to try out a camera, but it has happened.
We have just about 60 children, and ranging from ages 4 to 17. And in the camp, the children are divided across 4 age ranges, so they're basically grouped in accordance with their age range: 4 to 7, 8 to 10, 11 to 13, and 14 plus. And I mean, I say this without fear of contradiction. One of the advantages of Creative Calabash is that children get to experience the widest variety of performing arts under one roof.
Our age group has dance, and we have creative free play where we have to be creative, and we have to express our emotions. The visit to the dirt oven made me know more about how our history is and how they make these delicious foods to each other.
Second year going to the camp, and I feel like I learned more than last year, which is fun. I love to learn about performing arts. I started to learn about the traditional dances here in Tobago. I've never danced the Coco before, and I started to learn it a couple weeks now, which is good because as a Trinidadian, I came here to live a couple years back and I didn't learn anything. And now that I'm starting to learn it properly, I'm very happy about that.
What about if you all have on just the... We are so deeply invested in creating opportunities where children get to know not just about the space or the island's cultural prowess, but also about themselves. And so the ethos of the camp is also about social development, because we want to deal with things like social values, sharing, fair play. How do I become a good citizen? How do I contribute meaningfully? How, as a Tobagonian child, how do I show up in space? How can I share my voice to help others? So that has been our focus. It has been a beautiful 2 weeks. The TPAC team works so very hard. The aunties and the uncles, 100% credit to them. They are the people who really carry the camp on their backs.
Excellent. The children love to play. I love to play. We all love to play. And they are very eager to learn about Tobago, and they're very eager to learn about all the cultural things that could happen here.
Camp has been going amazing. It has been the best experience. Last year I didn't get to come, and I'm so glad I got to come this year because it has been an amazing experience. We play a bunch of games, and they teach us our heritage through these games, so it make it fun for the little children, and it also make it fun for me. The greatest part have been film and dance. I never knew I was into film until I tried it, and we now came from making a documentary, but we making it kind of in a funny way. We made it funny, and it was really nice to go through that experience. I never knew I could actually learn my lines and actually deliver it in front of a camera and not have stage fright and not be scared, and it was actually really fun. This camp has opened up my experiences and made me do things that I never knew I could have done.
I am really enjoying myself. This whole experience has been new to me. I am now learning more about Tobago's culture, and I'm a dancer, so I love to know more about my heritage and where I came from, so that when I get older I can teach my kids about our heritage.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning.
here on Tobago Updates. I am your host for this morning, Chanel Felix. And you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Chairman of Superior Hotels TNT Limited, John Aboud, offered to sell 1 or 2 shares in the proposed Rocky Point Hotel project to Tobago residents or communities during a meeting with Tobago business community. The project includes a 200-room Marriott hotel and other resort facilities. While details on the share cost are pending, Aboud's offer was well received by local leaders who raised the potential for Tobagonians to gain ownership and benefit economically from the development. Details on share costs are yet to be finalized as the project plans are still being refined. Additionally, a group of companies owned by Tobago businessman Alan Warner, along with his son and business associates, lost a bid to reclaim heavy equipment and property seized by police during an investigation into illegal quarrying. High Court Judge Frank C. Prasad dismissed their injunction, stating that some seized items were returned, but others remain as evidence in ongoing criminal cases. The judge emphasized that no exceptional circumstances justified court interference in the investigation, that compensation could be sought if the charges were dismissed. The group is expected to reappear in court in September, facing fines and possible imprisonment if convicted. And finally, the Ministry of Health in Trinidad and Tobago reports 911 cases of dengue fever, resulting in 9 deaths. Dengue is spread by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, with symptoms appearing within 6 days of being bitten and lasting up to 2 weeks. Symptoms include fever, muscle pain, rash, nausea, and headache. The public is urged to reduce mosquito breeding by disposing of items that collect water, covering water containers, removing bushes, cleaning drains, and using mosquito nets and insect repellent for protection. And that was on News in 90 Seconds. Now this morning, I have the privilege of having a conversation that really needs to be had. We need an update on what has been happening at sea with that Gulfstream vessel. And this morning, as we get that update, we're talking with Mr. Alan Stewart, who is the director for TIMA. Good morning, Mr. Stewart, and welcome back to Tobago Updates, and welcome to my show. Good morning.
The pleasure is mine to be here, and to all our listening public, I want to say good morning to you all as well out there.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you, but the last thing that we heard was that the barge was removed.
Yes.
From out at sea. So since then, tell us what has happened out there in regards to that Gulfstream vessel where we saw that oil spill happen earlier this year in February.
That is an indication that the inventory has been completed as it was established, and probably it may be useful for me to reiterate, stating that the salvaging of the vessel, there was a division of responsibilities as it relates to Operation Gulfstream. Let me start there. And the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries stay with the responsibility of the vessel based on what obtains in the National Oil Spill Contingency Plan. So yes, the vessel on the 20th, if my memory serves me well, the vessel was towed, which will be considered to be the salvaging of the vessel, and taken, that was the plan all along, that they will try with the engagement of some experts, international and otherwise, to move the vessel, to do the salvaging of the vessel, move it off. That was the part of the plan as it relates to the 3 major areas to where we talk about containment, abatement, and combativeness in terms of how we combat this situation. So the vessel is now, I took a journey of 30 hours, and I want to, I feel very elated about the situation in the sense that there is some level of success. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Tobago public for their patience, their understanding, and how we would have dealt with this in a very mature area. I know in some quarters there may have been some level of secrecy around the activities, but what we have tried to do at TIMA is to be very upfront through portals and media to ensure that the Tobago public is kept abreast with all of the developments that has taken place or continue to take place in regards to Operation Gulfstream.
Right. And have you had any of those conversations with the central government and the Ministry of Energy in regards to that International Oil Pollution Fund?
While the answer is yes, I just want to put it in the context. We recognized very early, just around probably the first month of the exercise itself, we had the visit of Petrobras, which would have a similar country out of Brazil, which would have similar experience in Brazil, where they would have had a similar occurrence. And they would have guided us effectively, and these were discussions coming out from the from high government level, where they would have, through the ODPM, they would have reach out to us and say, listen, we have these people, they had a similar experience, so they visited the country and say, we want to help, let you know what you're going into. And that happened. The conversation in regards to be very specific, it is through the Ministry of Energy, and we work in accordance with the National Oil Spill Contingency Plan and the Tobago Oil Spill Contingency Plan. So our communication vein is directly with the central government, so to speak, body from a disaster management perspective. Is through the ODPM and also through the Ministry of Energy, who has the responsibility under the National Oil Spill Contingency Plan.
Right, so is it that a particular allocation from that oil pollution fund will be given to TIMA to, help with some of those outstanding...
So in context, again, in regards to the claims, the National Oil Spill Contingency Plan advises what happened with ITOF. We would have seen them come in, which is the International Tankers Association for Oil Spills. Around the world, they would have visited us very early o'clock as well. The government would have reached out to the International Oil Spill Pollution Fund organization. They visited us, and also the Tobago House of Assembly would have set up what you call oil spill relief committee to deal with those persons who would have been affected. The committee's mandate spoke specifically to fisher folks and fish-related activities. For example, you have fisher folks, people who fish. You have retailers. You have processors. You also have persons who are in the retail industry would have been impacted one way or the other. Then you have fishing persons who owned these crafts also had crew members. It's like, okay, I'm running a business. The business is mine, but I also have staff members. So those crews, in our investigation, the committee set up by the Tobago House of Assembly recognized that there are those persons as well that were affected, and as a result of that, those activities. So the answer is yes, but in a very, I need to guide it. It's the funds is not coming per se to TIMA, but TIMA has played an integral role in the process as well.
So let's say, for instance, when we look at that $50 million that was sent to the THA for that oil spill relief.
That needs to be corrected. The $50 million was not sent for the oil spill relief. There are bills accumulated that as a result of the response to the oil spill. And therefore, it's all shared in that one pie. So as you would have heard the minister indicated that the bills, so while here in the THA, we would have estimated the cost of the event itself to amount to some 100 and something million dollars, the minister would have made a claim that he only saw bills for up to 50 million or 50 something million dollars. And therefore that $50 million is to augment and also to cover all. So when I say all, not just fisher folks, but also bills that are outstanding as a result of the response activity.
But that money was separate and apart from what I am guessing will be distributed from the International Oil Pollution Fund.
Yeah, there is
how do we draw the line between what is allocated for what was billed for, as opposed to what was given to Tobago by the international organizations to help deal with a number of contractors for who payments are still outstanding in dealing with this crisis that took place earlier this year?
Okay, I think it's imperative that I put it into context again. The International Oil Spill Contingency Fund, based on the submission of the damage assessment and projection by the Tobago House of Assembly, the central government uses that information, take it to the International Fund, and the International Oil Spill Fund recognize it. They met with us, and that's the way of how they reclaim their losses and monies extended. I hope you catch that. Right, so it's a matter of you spend their money, and there are claims to be met. So the government can go to these bodies and say, listen, this happened, this is the cost of the damages, and this is what we are trying to recruit. This is what we are trying to get back. This is what these are what our projections look like. So, and there are other avenues as well. For example, related to the oil spill contingency compensation fund, you also have the persons who have been affected, businesses, boat owners, who may have had damages. They are free to approach the international body as well. When we had these consultation, the committee met with the persons who are managing the fund, the international body, and they were part of the consultation, and they were able to advise the persons who were there at the consultation that, listen, you can access the fund if you feel that is necessary, you can do that as well. So those are two main avenues.
Right, so you were also in New York during that discussion?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
So the Leverman committee is chaired by myself. For example, it comprised of lawyers, a lawyer, persons from the Division of Fisheries or the Department of Fisheries, and also other interest persons, people who are skilled at finance and analysis.
Right.
So it's a 11-man committee that is strengthened by the various expertise that they bring to the table in order to manage this process. Is one that is very painstaking in the sense that you have to set up the systems, and we have meetings once per week, every Tuesday, like clockwork. We have these meetings where the committee comes together and look at the claims that people are making, and making sure that the criteria set based on what is advised or guided by the international body. Because there is one twist to this. You can, if your claims are not legit, the international body will not recognize it. So the government will not get back their money.
But I remember that the minister had said that they made a claim for something, around 30 million US when they had that conversation in New York from what the media has put out there. So there is a discrepancy between what was requested and what was given to the THA. How do we, reconcile that?
Well, I think one of the things that the may have failed to do, the government, and I sometimes while releases or media discussions sometimes don't always carry the accuracy of the situation, and one can easily understand that. You also have to understand the process. The process is one where there is an estimated cost of this in terms of its projection to go up to over 100 and something million TT dollars. The THA in the first instance, where response to the bills sent in by persons who were working were able to cover a certain amount of bills for the first month of the operations. Then by that time they were waiting on the central government to send funds to augment what the bills will climb into. I repeat that the minister in his pronouncement indicated that he saw a figure, but only saw bills to the tune of 50,
and I understand
50
that.
million. So the 50 million.
And I totally understand that. And we saw that was a huge conversation happening in the space. But although he said that, he still requested a particular amount from that oil pollution fund. So even though he did not have the requisite, let's say, bills to back it up, so he was confident enough to go before these international bodies to request this particular amount, which we see here was 30 million US dollars. But then he comes back to Trinidad and Tobago and says to the THA that you don't have enough proof to show me that you can be given 150 as was requested.
Well, that's a technical answer that he provided, in the sense that the word bills means something. It means that there is an invoice. A bill can only be submitted for a service that has been provided. So the minister was technical, very technical there, by saying, okay, I'm seeing bills up to X, Y, and Z in terms of a figure. But the point is that in the projections, for example, if you know that this exercise is going to take you 6 months or 3 months, as the case may be, then if you look at the first one, because what we have been doing very skillfully is doing in the cost analysis, tracking the course of the event itself. So if month 1 and month 2, the bills are standardized as a particular figure, then you don't expect it to exceed. It may just be able to reduce as the event goes downwards. So it reaches plateau and is tapering off. But you can make those projections. So while we were able to make the projections, understanding based on the advice, based on the technical analysis and projections that run a figure into 153 million TT dollars, the minister said, I only saw bills. This can only be generated as a result of a service rendered.
Already, yes.
But it does not mean that you can make projection into a further billing that will come around. So he was very technical in the answer, to be what some may describe as politically correct. But if you examine the statement properly, he used the term bill, or shy away from saying the same thing, invoices.
Right. And but it's good to know that as a Tobagonian, you also sat in on those discussions, because I think that there was the...
I did not sit down on those discussions, but I'm part of the planning process that where it's generated. As incident commander, I had a responsibility in terms of guided by the plan to track the course of the event. So I know exactly what were the projections. We were guided by issues such as what will happen in the future, how long this thing will last. And as you can see, now it's 8 months, going close to 8 months that of the we get in there. This is the 8th month of the year. We started this in February the 7th, just a matter of a few days before Carnival, the Wednesday before Carnival. Yeah. So we were able to do those careful analysis going forward, and the international fund is there. With their guidance, we know exactly how to approach it, and therefore we are working with the guidance laid out by them. So I don't think there should be any challenges in the future for Trinidad and Tobago getting the necessary funding to take care of their expenses going forward.
All right. And finally, will we ever able to pin down the owner of the vessel?
That is a matter that I personally, and also our plan, our mandate, it's a matter of national security. It's a matter of the maritime division of the Ministry of Works to investigate. It's like the licensing, the role of the licensing on the roadway, where you have a vehicle that may have caused an accident and there were no owners. Nobody owned the vehicle, but it caused serious damages to property, and therefore the division has a responsibility to track down those owners. So it's an ongoing investigation, and something that I shy away from discussing it in public as a result of all that it may entail. So those questions can be handled at another level. Okay. And therefore I stay away. We stay away from that. I know the investigation ongoing. I know that the vessel will still be impounded as it has been removed. It's still a vessel or a vehicle under investigation. So MV is motor vehicle.
Yeah, but there was this guy that was online. I think he was on TikTok, and he usually tracks down those vessels, and I think that he had indicated that I think it was either from Nigeria, someone had come forward to claim it or something like that. Was any of that information credible?
I cannot vouch for it. I cannot see. It's not. In other words, we stick to our mandate. Our mandate, as I said in my opening remarks, that is to do the containment, the abatement, and the competitiveness in the oil spill response. That is we coordinate that activity. There's a law enforcement element in it, where the authorities will do the necessary investigations. There was fingerprinting of the oil, so to tie it back to the vessel. So I am quite certain that the expertise are all there, and they will get to the bottom of it eventually. I know the arm of the law is move very slow, but sometimes it's very certain.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, we're going to take a break right here, and we'll be back with lots more conversation. See you soon right after this.
The skies. I say thanks for favor. Don't wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong. And
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Get ready to celebrate with us in style on the 31st of August at the Magdalena Grande Beach and Golf Resort for our premium all-inclusive Independence Party from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. A premium drinks inclusive event with top DJs, fireworks, and a slumber party for the kids for only 100 TT. Tickets for this premium all-inclusive event is only 400 TT at Island E-Tickets and the resort. For more information, call 660-8500. Mark your calendars now for this premium all-inclusive Independence Party.
now is the time for it to jam on somebody. Hand up in the air, madness everywhere. It is with DNA.
Attention all talented individuals and groups in Tobago. This is your moment to shine. Showcase your skills in music, dance or drama at Tobago Star Quest. Prelim auditions are held every Sunday across various communities throughout Tobago. Seize the chance to win exciting prizes and demonstrate your talent. For more details, visit our Instagram page at tobago.star.quest or email tobagostarquest@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
I'm so relieved Javel gave me this money. Now I could enjoy the holidays with my family and not have to worry about monies for bags, books and shoes.
Javel? Who is Javel? She could give me some money too?
Javel is the July-August vacation education loan at Bethel Credit Union. Up to $20,000 to help with all additional expenses during this July-August.
Yes, you heard right. Call the Bethel Credit Union and ask for Javel. She'll hook you up with the money to take care of all your additional expenses this holiday season. Open to new members too. Get up to $20,000 and have a worry-free holiday with Javel. Call 639-8226 or 631-1336 or message us on Facebook for more information.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. This morning we continue our conversation and we're talking all things happening at the business sector level as well as what's happening with our inter-island transportation. This morning I have the pleasure of sitting in studio and chatting with Mr. Curtis Williams, who is the chairman of the Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Good morning and welcome.
Morning to Tobago. I'm just glad being here.
All right. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you. Now, we saw earlier this week an incident happened on the Cabo Star where I think it was one of the engines that caught a fire. How did that impact inter-island transportation, and how does that, further expose the issues that we have with that inter-island transport and its impact on businesses here in Tobago?
Right. So we saw earlier on this week how the Cabo Star was in port and was preparing to embark on its journey to Tobago, and there had been a fire on board. And subsequently to that, there were issues in the air as to the anniversaries coming up, and someone was asking the questions about the Port Authority put anything in place in case something like that do happen, and so it did happen. Incidentally, at the same time that fire took place, we were planning a meeting with the Port Authority because they were handing over leadership at the port at the CEO level. So it was right in the midst of it that we were able to get from the port the information as to what transpired and the way forward. The fire definitely was, as indicated from the port, wasn't as huge or devastating as the last fire on board. But with all fires, as you know, marine space, you have to do your investigation and so forth, and you have to get your reassurance and your insurance and etc. And I know from history that will take some time. Then I did call on a proper investigation, a big probe into the whole incident to find out what's happening. You know, we had a fire probably a year ago, and now we have a fire, and it seems like it's the engine room. So something there is not correct. And I asked the port to do a proper investigation, thorough investigation, and they assure us that they will do such. And then we look at the vessel coming back on stream, and we understand that the vessel will not be on stream within the next week or two. I can surely guarantee you that based on how things is progressing so far. We saw in the space bulletins going out as to alert the users of the alternatives that they put in place, which is the galleon passage and some extra sealing of the Boca Reef, which is good, and I applaud them for such. But I need a definite answer as to a date or time frame so that the business community can plan accordingly. We have been through this before, so we just need to know a definite date as to when the vessel will be back so we can make alternative plans going forward.
And how has this negatively impacted the Tobago business sector, specifically businesses who, rely on the inter-island ferries to, bring goods back and forth?
Yeah, it definitely impacted on us in a negative way. We get set back. With one of my companies, we got set back. We haven't received any cargo for like probably 7 days now. We're going on 7 days. And it do affect our operation. The smooth operation for most of us, because of the size of trucks some of us carry, we can't get those trucks on the fast ferry or even the galleon passage. So then we have to hold on and see what's in the mix to help us coming up there. Those in the construction sector definitely will get some setback, as you understand that, the airport was so far advanced and they needed all that steel coming across the Tobago and other stuff that they may need coming across the Tobago. It definitely will give us some setback. The Port Authority do assure us that things will be, will be back to normal in the shortest space of time. But I need them to tell me what that shortest space of time is. Whether it's going to be a month, 2 months, tell us so that we can meet the necessary plan and don't just keep giving us a bulletin every 4 days or every 2 days. That's not good enough. We need to plan better than that so we know where we are and we know where we want to go. Because as you could well know, we're going into September. And after September, we're going into Tobago Carnival. So we don't want an issue going forward. So we need to know so that folks can make the necessary arrangements otherwise to make things happen.
All right. And so even in your conversations with the Port Authority, have they offered, they have put on these additional sailing for other vessels, but are there any other solutions or compensation that is being offered to Tobagonians?
Well, what they indicated to us as from last night is that they are looking at other avenues in terms of assisting, in terms of sailing. So maybe on weekends they probably will put on an extra vessel again to assist the smaller trucks. That's the trucks, trucks up to 5 ton, I think. Okay. Yeah, to use on the galleon passage. So that would be exclusively just to bring foodstuff, drugs, pharmaceutical, and other those perishable items and stuff. That's what they're looking to do over the weekend. So we should all be getting ready to get our trucks down on the port on this weekend to get across Tobago, because they're going to be extra sealing to bring across those critical items that we need, the perishables and some of the food stuff that we still need.
All right, so is it that if a person goes down there and they are trying to get on standby, they have to fit within a particular criteria in order to get on those sailings, especially when it comes to bringing the vehicles up?
Yeah, most likely they will definitely ask the type of cargo to bring. Some people will be unscrupulous and will tell you that they bring in food stuff and it's not food stuff.
Right.
We all know that it happened last time. So we're just asking everyone to use their discretion, and they give priority to food stuff when they're coming across and other needy items that the island may need. So this weekend, the avenue going to be open for us to do that. So we ask all the trucks to get down there and make the necessary inquiries, and they will put you on board, because there will be space this weekend coming up with the galleon passage.
All right, that's good news. And we heard coming from the Tobago Chamber that there has been an increase in tourist arrivals over the holiday period that has had a positive impact on restaurants, hotels, guest houses, and other service-related businesses on the island. So how has that conversation been going with the businesses in regards to, the impact of the visitors' arrival recently?
Well, from our members, we got the figures and it tell us that the island, especially from the Port Authority, they said the bookings have been totally booked out for the entire month of August.
Okay.
Fully booked. Airline, the same thing, fully booked. The villas and them are at 80%. So there are a lot of families across on the island who seeking accommodation at the villas. The hotels is not as full as the villas. And we know that we are in the peak. We're going into Independence, which is next week. And then from that now we may have just a little lull, and then we go straight into Tobago Carnival. So the bookings look good, it looks solid. The villas are, especially the villas, they're top. But because most folks like the villas for some strange reason or the other, as to the hotels. But I know the hotels will get this spillover, and I expect this carnival to be a really bumper one with the kind of names I heard coming, the different fetes and the branding of the Army Fete and all the different things coming. It's gonna be a real bumper carnival. So Tobago, we just got to be prepared for it. Let's take the opportunity to do what we have to do, what we do best. Keep the island safe, and we're hoping that the law enforcement put necessary things in place to keep us safe. We need to be safe. That's my paramount thing now, that crime and these kind of incidents. I want to be a crime-free carnival. So I'm hoping and I'm calling on the authorities to ensure that all the necessary plugs are taken care of, so that we have a crime-free carnival coming up.
All right, and you seem to have a lot of information on what we can expect from this upcoming carnival. Have you gotten access to the calendar of events?
There was something recently that the promoters put together. Right. They have a carnival association. They have a Tobago Carnival Association. We met with that committee, and that committee was excited about some of the things coming across, some of the bands, and my goodness, if you were there in that meeting, you would have been overwhelmed with the excitement that we got, we as the business folks. So we were sharing to our members to take advantage of the opportunities that will be there. And again, the private sector have to push this. This is not a THA initiative to push. No way. The private sector is going to take it over, and we're going to push this to the limit. We will actually support the enabling from the THA, which is some of the things that we would definitely need their support in. But we, the private sector, we want to push this thing in terms of getting all the shows in place, getting all the, the masks, the bands, as much as possible. Again, we just ask the THA to enable us in areas which need enabling, whether we have to use venues and so forth, that we may ask you to give us at a reduced amount or even give us at free. Fine, we can look for that. But it's going to be private sector driven.
Right.
100%.
So can we see you hosting any events over the...
Well, I have been in partnership with a couple of the promoters and them, and we're having conversation with them. All of our members, we're having conversation with them to assist in hosting some of the events. I know that, again, as I said, the association came to us to ask for some assistance in certain places, and our members were more than willing. I mean, overwhelmed in seeking that kind of assistance. Again, we into business, so it doesn't have to be I myself doing it. It could be a group of us coming together to assist them, and maybe simple low-hanging fruits, quite simple things, not big items, ticket items, quite simple ones, and we are more than willing. We want to see this carnival grow to that, that area that we could say, yes, we feel proud about it. But again, it is Tobago Carnival. We want to brand it Tobago Carnival. We want to keep it that way. We don't want to make another Trinidad Carnival. That's not what we're trying to do in Tobago space. We don't want to make another Miami Carnival. We want to make our own branding. So we have to sit and brand it ourselves the way we want it to be.
All right. And we're going to take a quick break right here, and we are going to return right after this as we continue our conversation.
Are you ready to optimize your wedding business for engagement season and book more clients? Refine is the place to be. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Saturday, 14th September 2024 from 9 a.m. Pigeon Point Heritage Park, Tobago. This premier event is designed specifically for Caribbean wedding industry professionals. Gain expert insights, practical knowledge, and valuable connections that can help you thrive in the destination wedding market. Register now at refinesummit.com. It is time to refine. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Get insider info, advice, and insights from local, regional, and international players in the destination wedding market. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Saturday, 14th September 2024, Pigeon Point Heritage Park, Tobago. It's time to refine.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. So right before the break, we were chatting a bit about the Chamber's involvement in Carnival along with the Tobago Promoters Association and how they have been contributing to the development of the Tobago Carnival. But while we were on break, I was asking Mr. Williams about any conversations that are happening with Caribbean Airlines around increased flights to Tobago for the Tobago Carnival. Talk to us about that.
Definitely. We had conversation with the Port Authority. Just recently we concluded our meeting, and that was one of our agenda items. We also had the opportunity to speak to Caribbean Airlines, and they assure us that we will have additional flights to assist us in that whole process, because if you go now on the system, everything is fully booked. As soon as these flights are released, they're all booked out, and that's just tell you the excitement that coming through, with the Tobago Carnival. There's a bit of excitement coming there where you have, all flights, and even the sailing, we put on additional sailing throughout that period. They assure us that we will have some additional sailing throughout that period. And I see that, and with that increased flights and increased sailing, it's going to be a real bumper. Now we ask is where these folks is going to stay, and accommodation now is a big thing now with the villas and them. I know they are really going to be booked out, so we asking the hotels and them to give the packages, make the rooms available as much as possible. The bread and breakfast, again, make your rooms available, because there will be a lot of people needed place to reside or stay for the season.
Right, and before the break you indicated that the aim is really to have specific Tobago brand of carnival that doesn't mimic any other carnival. So what about creating the Experience Tobago packages that allow persons when they come to carnival to not only experience the carnival but experience somewhat a taste of Tobago? How has that discussion been going?
I think you were at our meeting with the Tobago band leaders, because these were some of the things we were talking to them about, creating that experience when the folks come to the island, and not just the 2 days of carnival. That whole build up. So all the different shows that they may be able to do, and even some of the tours that they may be able to go on, and visiting our rainforests and some of our forts. So those were some of the conversations we were having them to create that unique package. So it's not all about just wine and jam, but it's more of an experience coming to Tobago. And we brand it with our Tobago Old Time Wedding and all our heritage. All of that we're trying to put together as a package. It will take some time. And I know this is our 3rd year. And we will make mistakes. We will make mistakes. There will be opportunities. No one's going to say that it's going to be perfect. But Trinidad Carnival have been on for years and still they're making mistakes. So hence the reason why we are there, we are listening, we are learning. No one is locked off. It's a learning experience for everyone, and we're all open for suggestions from all parties all over. We're definitely open for suggestions. So don't look to say, well, yes, they're supposed to do this or they could do that. We are there for open for suggestions.
Excellent. We shift gears a bit as we round up our discussion this morning to what is happening with that Marriott Rocky Point hotel project.
Yeah.
So we heard even in the news story this morning that the owner, who's Mr. John Aboud,
Superior Hotels, yeah.
Right. And he indicated that he would be more than willing to give Tobagonians 1 or 2 shares of the company, and that was well received by the business chamber and other business persons that were in that meeting. Talk to us a bit about that.
Well, that meeting was overwhelmed. We had a representative from all sectors of Tobago. We have the Tobago division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce. We had other associations. We had the Hotel and Tourism Association. We had the Divers Association. We had the Tour Guides Association. We have the Bread and Breakfast Association. We had the Taxis Association. We had the Fisher Folk Association. We had the Farmers and Association. Listen to me, that event was unbelievable. And we had every association, even the village councils were there. The Boko village councils were there. The Black Rock village councils were there. That meeting was, we captured the chamber and the hotel association organized this meeting, and we captured all the different associations and the personnel within the space to have conversation so that they could understand what this hotel project meant to them. And coming out from that meeting, it was overwhelmed. Most of the answers they got at that meeting, and they were all happy. And then the Superior Hotel, branded, head by Mr. John Aboud, he was so overwhelmed, and everyone was overwhelmed with it, that he even further went and indicated to us that he's willing, his company is willing to offer shares to Tobagonians, associations, etc., at least 1 or 2 shares. Now, when some folks say 1 or 2, they say, oh my goodness, I mean, he probably had 1,000. No, it's only 15 shares the company had. I don't know if they're going to intend to have more, but it's, as we speak, he indicated to us that it's only 15 shares they have. And he's willing to give 2 or so shares to Tobago and Tobagonians. So we were excited about that. We don't know the numbers. We don't know the cost of these shares. Of course, the share wouldn't be $1,000. It would be $100,000. It would be much more than that. It's going to have value. The part that I like is that we, the Tobagonians, we have interest in what's going down at Rockley Bay. And that speaks volume. That speaks excitement for me. That I have interest in there. I have shares in that. Now, it doesn't matter how much my shares may worth, but I have shares there, so I get in profit. That thing is that I am getting profit. So whether my profit is $1 million a year or whatever it is,
it depends on the share arrangement.
That's
because
correct.
Sometimes shares you only get a payout if the company is sold.
Of course it's going to be successful. Of course if we put a Marriott hotel there, we're going to be successful. We, the Tobagonians, will ensure that it's successful. And we do reap the benefits from it. And that's what we're looking forward to. So that was a real exciting moment for us, hearing that the Superior brand is willing to go that distance Besides that, there was so much good takeaways coming out of that event that all these various associations was excited. The taxis guys were so excited to hear that, hey guys, we're going to put in place that the associations and them, the taxis that, or the maxis that move in the guests will be yours. So you can imagine the ripple down effect of all these drivers who know when I get their maxi and the taxi organizing, getting ready for that event. Well, the classic was the fisher folk, when he indicated that he wants the Tobago fish, he wanted fresh fish from Tobago. It was amazing. And some of the things coming out are that they are willing to put money back into the various village councils, etc., in the communities. They are willing to offer scholarships and put money back. There was even an aspect of it where, sometimes you're farming and you don't have the capacity, and they were willing to give funds to bring the farmers and the fishermen up to capacity and to produce the product that they may so desire for the hotel. And I mean, it speaks a lot of volume here in Tobago, and we are excited about this project. And we just want to ensure that Tobago understand the kind of contribution this project would bring to its economy. It would be really, really, it will give a difference. It will make a change in it. We're having a brand new airport. That airport is fantastic. It's real, real huge. And we now have to take advantage of the space at the airport and the opportunities given to us at that airport. But airport now bring airlift, and airlift bring people, and where the people going to stay? So now having a branded hotel on the island, like Marriott, is really, really good. And the other hotels on the island will have this spill-off, because if Marriott is filled, you will have this spill-off that will go across to Mount Irving and will go across to Comfort Inn and all the other brands around the areas, and Grafton, etc. They spill off. There will be spill-off. Definitely will be spill-off. So I can't wait for that excitement where we turn the soil down at Brockley Bay. I will be there.
All right. Well, we look forward to that. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for staying with us this morning. Unfortunately, this is where we end off our discussion. We want to thank you so much, Mr. Williams, and the Chamber for, giving us your time here at Tobago Updates. Well, guys, this is unfortunately the end. But I want to thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting and joining the discussion this morning, and all that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. And remember, you can follow me on all social media platforms if you want to see what's happening behind the scenes. See you soon.